Hi, welcome to the channel. It's 2023 and we will be able to play Blue Protocol at some point this year. I hope. So some of you may want to know more details about the game, or just ask yourself the important questions, like what's the Blue Protocol? I don't think I can help you with that. But either way, you're in the right place. So here's 10 interesting things you need to know about Blue Protocol before it launches soon. Number 1, player housing. Yes, you heard that correctly. There will be player housing in an update after the release of Blue Protocol, meaning that we will be able to own our own house and hopefully customize it however we would like to fully immerse ourselves in the world of Blue Protocol, or just use it to host ERP parties with our guildmates. Number 2, subclasses. There will be more classes and even subclasses in Blue Protocol, meaning that a lot of the roles the 5 launch classes have could change with subclasses, changing the playstyles even further. The new subclasses will offer their own unique traits that will probably make them more or less viable than others, meaning that hopefully more classes could play the different roles, such as a Spellweaver being able to be a healer instead of a full-on DPS. But we will have to wait and see on this, as the specifics are a bit light at the moment. Moving on to number 4, Blue Protocol will not have any trading. Now this is probably to combat RMT because of the massive amount of RNG involved in Blue Protocol's endgame weapon farming, which seems to be very tedious at the moment. Watch this video on the top right to find out more about that. Number 5, armor. There is no armor with stats in Blue Protocol, as all armor pieces are cosmetic outfits for your character, with your main stats coming from your echoes and your weapons, and your class's base stats. Seriously, go ahead and check out the rest of the content on the channel to get more in-depth looks at all of these classes and the different aspects of weapon crafting to get a full understanding of what we can expect at launch in Blue Protocol. Number 6, pets. Now, this isn't confirmed, but all we know so far is that there are collectible creatures you can find in the world of Blue Protocol, and these creatures are incredibly cute. You see them all the time in background footage on my videos because they look amazing, and I really hope that we can keep them inside our player houses as some kind of decorations if we're not able to have them out and about in the world with us, but we'll have to wait and see. Number 7, the Trinity System. Blue Protocol has a Trinity system for most MMOs, featuring a tank, healer, and DPS. However, most classes can heal themselves or play other roles, but it is clear some will just be better at certain things than others. For instance, a Blade Warden being a better tank than a Twin Striker. Hopefully, like we mentioned earlier, the subclasses will allow our classes to fluctuate between each one of these roles in the game. Number 8, the open world. Blue Protocol is not a seamless open world and is actually broken down into specific zones separated by loading screens. This is actually not that bad to me, but I do know a lot of you guys love yourselves some full-on immersion, and a loading screen can do a lot to ruin that. However, the devs have added fast travel points that do have no loading screens at all, and I think this is thanks to the game being a next-gen MMO, so basically you can go ahead and fast travel between zones to avoid that pesky loading screen. However, you will actually have to enter the zone first, so at some point you will have to deal with this loading screen. Now, just because the game is separated into zones does not mean that these zones aren't vast and big and there's a lot to explore. In fact, you can climb everything, you can go anywhere. There doesn't seem to be too many invisible barriers in terms of exploration, meaning that you can throw yourself off whatever mountain you want if you want to do that for some weird reason. But yeah, the game has a decent world size and I think it will be fun and enjoyable to explore. Now, speaking of next-gen MMOs, number 9. The game is a next-gen MMO, meaning that loading should be fast as it's going to take full advantage of your PS5, the Xbox Series X, and of course your PC's performance. These are the only ways to play and access Blue Protocol for now. However, it might come to a future version of the Switch at some point, but we'll have to wait and see on that. The game being on console of course means that the game also has full controller support, which I'm sure a lot of you will be happy to hear because a lot of you guys don't like using keyboard and mouse, and that is absolutely understandable because I'm one of those people myself. I'm talking about me. I don't like keyboard and mouse. Moving on. Now, before I get to number 10, I had to include a bonus point my anime enthusiasts would enjoy, and that would be the bonus point music. Blue Protocol's music by Hiroyuki Sawano. And if that name is not familiar to you, he composed a lot of the music for this incredibly small anime series I'm sure a lot of you never heard of, Attack on Titan. So Blue Protocol will have incredible music in it, and we have already heard some of these musical numbers in the trailers, which is why the music is so good and memorable already. Finally, number 10, future classes. Blue Protocol is going to have a lot more classes, with a lot of these future classes already being data mined. For example, you have the Gunslinger, and one that I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be interested in, the Artist. Meaning the developers are actively planning and working on these classes, and just by looking at this list, we are in for a lot of fun post-launch content in Blue Protocol, and I will be covering it all right here on the channel. So if I gave you some information you didn't know already, I would really appreciate a subscribe, and remember to get 8 hours sleep, as it's very good for you. And see ya!